Okay, our next problem is asking us to find the exact value of cosine of 3 pi over 4, I believe. But it's really odd because the formatting has like a space in between them. So yeah, so the formatting is a lot odd. But wait a second. I think they're actually asking us to find the cosine of negative pi over 4. Yes, so if you zoom in a lot, you can actually see a negative sign right over here, but it's colored in really, really light gray. So I guess it's just not like bad formatting, but they just changed the color of the negative sign to really light gray for some reason. So I guess we can just do both, or I guess I'll just do like negative 3 pi over 4 because the negative sign does exist. It's gray and you can see it when you zoom in. I'm not sure if you can see. You can probably also see it on the video, but yes, if you have like yeah, you can see like the color is in really light gray and it's kind of faint, but it does have a negative sign in front of it. So let's just find our value, or the value of cosine of negative 3 pi over 4. Cool. So first of all, we need to find our reference angle, which in this case, we first need to find the positive coterminal angle. If you can't directly see the reference angle, but if you're more experienced, you can just see the reference angle is pi over 4. But let's just add 2 pi, so negative 3 pi over 4, negative 3 pi over 4, plus 2 pi, which is 8 pi over 4, is just 5 pi over 4. So we have 5 pi over 4 right over here for our for like a coterminal angle. Next, we just find our reference angle, which is just pi over 4. And let's actually plot 5 pi over 4 on our unit circle. So we know that 5 pi over 4 is larger than pi, so because this fraction, the numerator of this fraction is larger than the denominator of the fraction, which means that the fraction has more than 1. It's more than 1, so it's more than 1 pi. So our 4 pi, but it's not as large as 1.5 pi. So it's not as large as 3 pi over 2. So it should be around here. And this is the angle that we are interested in looking for, which is 5 pi over 4. We also know that this angle is in our third quadrant, so we know that cosine is negative in the third quadrant, so we know that cosine value is negative. Next, let's find the cosine of pi over 4. Looking at the angle pi over 4, we know that we just need to use our special triangles right over here, and we know that the special triangles, or this special triangles, has 45 degrees or have pi over 4, so we should use this triangle over here. I'm just going to write it down as pi over 4 because the angle is giving you radians over here. And we know that cosine is equal to adjacent over hypotenuse. So you use the adjacent side of the angle, which is 1, divided by the hypotenuse side of the hypotenuse of the triangle, which is root 2. And our value of cosine of pi over 4 is 1 over root 2. However, we're actually asked about cosine of negative 3 pi over 4, which is coterminal to 5 pi over 4, which is negative. So we have negative 1 over root 2 over here, which has the same value as root 2 over 2 if you want to simplify it any further. So we have root 2 over 2. As you can see, you can just leave it like negative 1 over root 2, but if you want to simplify it, you just times it by root 2 on both the numerator and denominator, so like the entire fraction still retains the same value, and you can write root 2 over 2. And this is a simplification just because it is simplification conventionally. Conventionally, people don't like radical signs on the bottom of the fraction, but they want the radical signs on the top of the fraction if you need to have radical sign in your fraction. So that's why it is a simplification. Now let's look at our sample problems, our sample solution. So our sample solution here says that the angle is √2 over 2, or sorry, the value of the cosine of negative 3 pi over 4 is √2 over 2, which is not correct, because even if you're looking at the cosine of 3 pi over 4, it is still negative √2 over 2. Actually, I think it's just the problem of the images, because if you zoom in, you can see a negative sign over here, and you can see a negative sign over here for the angles as well. I'll just leave this problem as like incorrect, although it's correct, and tell them in the comments that they should change the color of the negative sign, because it's really confusing in my opinion. The solution is correct, but please, or consider changing the color of the negative sign on the question and on the last line of the solution, on the last line of the sample solution. Currently, the color of those negative signs are both really faint gray, and so are extremely difficult to see. Let's just say like this and put down the solution as incorrect temporarily, so that they'll look at it and consider changing it.